Hey folks, towns, villages and settlements alike make up the life and soul of Zelda games. Whether it's the Kingdom of Hyrule's Kakariko Village or Zora's Domain, to the Great Sea's Windfall Island, or even Termina's Clock Town, this is where the life is at. Bustling communities with tons of different personalities, architecture styles inspired by years of history across the globe. And within all of this, there are many secrets and details that can easily go under the radar. Neat Easter eggs for the player to find, secrets tucked away in the nooks and crannies of town, and even details that create in-game lore. In today's video, I want to take a look at some of my personal favourite secrets and details found across the Legend of Zelda's settlements. Be sure to go grab yourself a snack and drink for the video, folks. Subscribe if you're new here for more fabulous Zelda content coming your way. And let's get into this one. Starting off with my favourite video game of all time, Twilight Princess. In the game's opening area of Faron, specifically within Ordon Village, we can find a home by the village entrance with a locked door. This is the home of Fado, the Ordon Ranch owner. A separate little bonus detail here off the bat is that his name Fado is actually a shared name with a Kokiri girl by this name, as well as the Wind Sage seen in the Wind Waker. In Twilight Princess, however, the detail here is that this door can never be opened. Regardless of your progress in the game, even after beating it fully, this door will never open, and it's become a bit of an infamous thing in the series, going as far as urban gaming legends being formed, creating stories of how to gain entry. But the truth is, it's just an unfinished part of the game, and remains locked forever. In the latest installment to the series, Tears of the Kingdom, Hyrule Castle is going through it, pushed up into the sky and revealed a route to the source of the mysterious and harmful gloom, Ganondorf's lair. A really cool detail hidden in the underground passageways beneath Hyrule Castle/Castle Town, linked to the settlement Lookout Landing, is this stone tablet. It reads that Hyrule Castle, as seen here in central Hyrule, was originally built for the purpose of sealing over the site in which King Rauru of the ancient past sealed Ganondorf, hiding and protecting the kingdom from this dark secret. Prior to this Hyrule Castle being built, we also know that the original castle was found right here on the Great Plateau, before the castle as we know it was ever built. In the classic Super Nintendo adventure A Link to the Past, one of the homes in Kakariko Village contains a rather cool Easter egg. On the inside wall of this home, we can find a picture of Mario, from Super Mario of course, and if Link tries to pull on it, he'll even be rewarded with some rupees, a small but fun little secret. Terry Town of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is a settlement that Link himself helped build. The main man behind the project, Hudson, now also the proud owner of the massive construction site down below the town, contains a very cool detail within himself. The town name, Terry Town, is shared with a real place in New York called exactly the same name, Terrytown, which just so happens to be found on the banks of the Hudson River. Funny that, considering the man behind Terrytown in these games is called Hudson. A massive coincidence, or a really cool detail? On the topic of Terrytown, there is another secret to reveal here. The goddess statue found in the centre of town is a bit of a mystery, as prior to the town ever being built, or Hudson expressing any desire to come out here and build a town, this goddess statue is already here. I made a dedicated video about this a few years back if you want to check it out later, but still to this day, even with Tears of the Kingdom building on the previous game, I still don't fully know the story as to why this is here prior to the town existing. In the second Zelda game, The Adventure of Link, we can explore Hyrule Town and its lovely residents. However, one in particular is a little odd. Inside this home, we can meet a man by the name of Error. His name is Error. Reading to Link the exact words, "I am Error." And funny enough, the character isn't exactly broken or useless as you'd suspect this to be some sort of glitch or bug within the game, but he does actually have minor involvement in the game. It's just a really funny detail. In the bomb shop found in Majora's Mask's Clock Town, we can see a rather interesting looking mechanism behind the counter. It appears to be a silver GameCube, a near one-for-one model of Nintendo's fourth home console system. Though it should be noted that this is only the case in the 3D remake, as the original on the Nintendo 64, the GameCube was yet to even release. Perhaps in-game lore-wise, this was used to make bombs. We can also see a classic Nintendo toy, Ultra Hand, on the wall. Bonus detail. In the Korok Forest seen in Tears of the Kingdom, we can explore this enchanting wee area in the middle of the Lost Woods. Thanks to the new additions to this world that Tears of the Kingdom introduced, we can actually find a secret room here. If Link uses his new Ascend ability inside the Great Deku Tree, rather than ascending through to the top, he'll actually pop up in this little hidden room. Okai, a wee Korok living here, appears to have it pretty good with their own bed and beautifully green room, and their dialogue even continues a long-term Zelda Easter egg. The "it's a secret to everybody" is implemented into this Korok's dialogue. This is a part of a side quest called The Secret Room, and is a really cute secret to the Korok Forest. Before Lurelin Village was destroyed by monsters in Tears of the Kingdom, which can thankfully be repaired through a side quest, the originally undamaged layer of the village had a rather interesting detail to see. The village has a near one-for-one layout to that of Outset Island seen in The Wind Waker. If you stand on the lookout point and compare the two from these angles, it's pretty close. And whilst nothing is outright said about this, it could be a very intentional detail from the developers, especially considering that Lurelin Village is a seaside settlement. In Twilight Princess, we can not only find Kakariko Village, but also the Hidden Village, also known as the Bygone Village. But what's the connection between the two? Well, something rather interesting in terms of the lore and just referencing is that the Hidden Village has a sign that says, "Welcome to Old Kakariko," possibly hinting at this being the original Kakariko Village, and that the two possibly coexisted for a period of time, as why would it say Old Kakariko Village if the other didn't exist yet? In the more recent modern day Kakariko Village seen in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, we can notice a random but cool detail about the names of those who live here. Many of them are named after fruits, particularly the key characters in the village. Paya for papaya, Dorian for durian, Nana for banana, Kado for avocado, and so on. Some names aren't as clear, but it's definitely a little noticeable theme. In Ocarina of Time 3D, released in June of 2011, we can find some cool Easter eggs for a Zelda game which came out later that year in November. Hidden in the Gerudo Fortress, we can find a secret poster of Skyward Sword Link hidden behind a box, a wee nod to the upcoming game at the time. We can also find another one on the second floor of the Lon Lon Ranch home. On the topic of promotional art Easter eggs found in Zelda games, in Twilight Princess HD released in March of 2016, almost a year exactly before Breath of the Wild released, we can find some of Breath of the Wild's promotional work on the walls of Chudley's shop in Castletown, both screenshots from a teaser trailer for the game. In Gerudo Town of the Wilds era games, we learn that there is a very strict Vi-only rule. No Vo are granted entry to the town, with exception to Link in Tears of the Kingdom. However, despite this Gerudo law, in Breath of the Wild, whilst we as the hero have to hide our identity and pose as a Vi, we could find two Gorons inside, the mighty rock race of Brothers, known to be a fully male group. But why are they allowed in? Well, it's not entirely known, but one popular idea is that the Gerudo just simply don't recognise them as male or female. Despite being brothers, they are allowed to enter the strictly Vi-only town. A classic theme can be heard in the music of Rito Village, connected by the Rito of Dragon Roost Island seen in The Wind Waker. The theme for Rito Village is actually a slower, modified rendition of the Dragon Roost Island theme, a callback to the origins of the Rito. Here's the two for comparison. Also, I know this one's pretty well known, but it'd be a crime not to include it. Whilst not Rito directly, a connected race, the Zora, also have a really cool secret to share found in their domain. After meeting Hyrule newcomer Yona, the fiancée and eventual wife of Prince Sidon reveals a really cool detail about not just this settlement, but another. Through Yona's character profile, we discover that she's from a different domain, confirming to us that this Zora home isn't the only one in existence. There's more out there, but we as the player just can't see it. In Castletown's scene in Ocarina of Time, we can find a wonderful bustling market. As a child anyway. It went a wee bit downhill after 7 years. However, in the past as a child, we can discover a little secret, possibly hinting at the bad that was coming in the future. In one of the back alleyways of town, Link can find a dying knight, out of breath and struggling to speak. He asks Link if he's the boy from the forest, that he's finally met Link, and has something to tell him. Ganondorf has betrayed the kingdom. Zelda escaped with Impa, and that he tried to stop Ganondorf. He mentions that Zelda was waiting on a boy from the forest. She wanted to give him something, and if Link has it, head to the Temple of Time. And following this, the guard appears to die. Perhaps pass out, but given his condition, it seems implied that he dies here in the back alley. This is an insanely detailed secret that hints at what Link needs to do next in the game, whilst also being a really grim piece of story lore. Back in Gerudo Town of the Wilds era games, we can find a really awesome detail and part of life which can easily be missed if you don't happen to check it out. Beside the training area by Riju's room, we can find a Gerudo dating school, sort of thing. It's a place where the women of Gerudo Town can come to learn about how to get a male partner essentially. A school of romance you could say, and whilst it seems random, it does make a lot of sense as the Gerudo who have grown up here only know the ways of Gerudo Town, Vi only. Many of them, especially the younger Gerudo, have never even interacted with a Vo, at least not knowingly. And this tucked away class is an awesome part of their culture that can be easily missed. In Link's first ever chronological adventure, Skyward Sword, in the opening area Skyloft, we can sneak around some of the homes. If you take a peek into Zelda's room, we can find a wee Tingle doll on her desk, and whilst he doesn't appear in the game, this is a cool little Easter egg, as well as a picture of her and Headmaster Gabora. Speaking of Mr. Eyebrows, if you sneak around the rafters, you can see Gabora taking a hot bath. Nice. Saving one of my more recent favourites until last, the star of the thumbnail, sort of, if you zoom in. In Hateno Village, we can find what all settlements in the Wild era games have, a goddess statue, only this one has a new look. In theme with the new mushroom fashion trend started by Cece, the mushroom decorated Hateno Village even has a cute wee mushroom hat on their goddess statue, and I absolutely love this detail. Though it can only be seen with these cute decorations after fully completing the Hateno Mayor election side quests. I must say, a big thanks to the amazing Lil Korok for telling me about this one. Thank you. She posts loads of cool Zelda stuff on Twitter, so go drop her a follow on there. This goddess statue is so cool, and I absolutely love this little detail that appears after completing the side quests. And there we have it. That is 20 Zelda town/village secrets and details that you might have missed. Thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed and maybe learned a new secret or detail, then be sure to drop a wee like and consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content coming your way. I'd recommend my new series, The Lore of Zelda's Famous Locations. So far I've covered Twilight Princess and The Wind Waker, so I'll link them below if you're interested. If you'd like to support the channel financially by becoming a supporter via Patreon or YouTube channel memberships, then check out the supporting links below. Perks of being one are your name at the end of all of my videos, a shout out upon joining, and access to my weekly Inside Scoop post. I've also linked my socials below if you want to keep up to date with me. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.